Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is going on, family? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation on tonight's conversation, my friends. Yay! Kanye West, I still call him Kanye West, but he goes by Ye, is back in the news. As you know, in January of this year, he sent out a long apology letter to the public, apologizing for all the past turmoil he has caused in society and to specific groups like the Jewish community and the Black community. He recently had I believe it was like a two-night show, and sold out, right? You had all the stars that was out there in support of his music, and I'll explain what I mean by that. But it still has raised some controversy because at the end of the day, yeah, an apology is one thing, but what is that? But at the end of the day, can he be trusted? I guess is the big thing. Can he be trusted? Because Kanye has been doing this for years. Okay, this is not just something that just all of a sudden just happened out of the blue. He's always been controversial, and you know what? The public has always forgave him, and I think it's something. Personally, I think music artists have a bit of, I'm not going to say freedom, and excuse me if I sound a little congested. I'm fighting a little, I think it's allergies, which I never had allergies, as a kid, but why, when you get older, you start having everything that you didn't have during your youth. And I'm over here, it's pollen season and freaking congested as hell. It's just annoying. But musicians have somewhat of a leeway, because how many musicians has done some outlandish stuff, but when they throw out a hit record, they've been forgiven. They make good music. They're good. They're good to go. And sometimes it's like, hey, look, I get it. You can't hold grudges forever, right? Eventually, you're gonna have to, especially if they're apologetic, you're gonna have to be, you're gonna have to be upfront and be like, okay, we forgive them. I think they've received a lot of heat enough. I think they've, you can accept their apology, so on and so on. But what, Kanye's different. So we're going to talk a little about Kanye West. We're also going to talk about with that, which I didn't have time to do in the last show, is talk about this incident involving the AKAs, which is a part of the Divine Nine. This is a popular sorority, the green and pink. So many well-known figures are part of the AKA, Alpha Kappa Alpha. Sorority Incorporated, and our former vice president Kamala Harris, aka. But they had brought in Trick Daddy, the rapper Trick Daddy, and stopped him mid-show due to the vulgar of his lyrics. Now, a lot of folks are saying, "Wait a minute, y'all the one that hired Trick Daddy. Y'all didn't do your research prior?" Because at the end of the day, everybody knew Trick Daddy was raunchy. Come on now. You have to know what I say the same thing when you go to a concert, or for folks that go to see comedians. Like, don't expect like, oh my gosh, they were so good. But I mean, there was just so much language and this and that. I'm like, hello, you got to do your research prior. You get what you have to prepare yourself ahead of time, and don't just, go blindside. I mean, you gotta do your research. So we're going to talk about that. Also, excuse me. Also, what else do we have up here? Oh, Jonathan Majors. I don't know if I've spoken about this on the last one, maybe in the introduction, but didn't have time to talk about it in the during the full length of the show. actor Jonathan Majors is still continuing on his comeback in the in the film and TV industry, which that's he had hit a wall involving some domestic issues with the past relationship, which both of them were guilty. I just want to say that both of them were at fault. But that still does not mean you need to, a man should never put his hands on a female. That's when I put my foot down. You should never put your hands on a female. But again, that all being said, he had been kind of kicked out for a minute, shunned, blackballed. He missed out on a lot of great projects. He was on the cusp. He had great momentum with working with Marvel. He was a part of the Creed series, which had one of their most successful films in that series. He had so many great projects, and then this happened, and it just easily put him down. Right? He has since then, continued to seek treatment. He is now married, to actress Megan Good, who stood by him during the whole court trial and stuff. He has put out a couple of projects that has not hit big. he had I think a film called Magazine, which was an old film that he had done that has never got picked up, and I think it ended up getting picked up by Zeus, which Zeus is known to promote the raunchy reality TV, the fighting, the girls fighting 24/7. I mean, just ratchet TV. That's what I'm saying, not raunchy, ratchet. But hey, they had a film department. They worked with him to provide, him a comeback, in which I commend them, because at the end of the day, if nobody else is, then why not? Jonathan Majors is one hell of an actor. And now it had recently made headlines that he had partnered with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is the founder of co-founder of the Daily Wire. He's a conservative talk show host, very, very, very popular. Look, I don't agree with most stuff he says, but he's pretty solid. When I have to listen to my conservative media, I'm listening to the Daily Wire or Ben Shapiro. He's a solid guy. And look, he's passionate about his his beliefs. I mean, hey, look, again, you don't got to agree with him. I don't agree with majority of the stuff he says, but at the end of the day, he's not like a talking head like some other talkers. Like, I would not. He's more qualified to me than a Megyn Kelly. Okay, he's more qualified than a freaking Jason Whitlock. He's more qualified than a Jesse Waters. You know what I mean? When I look at conservative talk, your Mark Levin's, Ben Shapiro. Okay, who's another individual? Hell, even Hannity. I mean, as much as he gets on my nerves, he's been doing it in the business for those are really those are the prime ones. I can't think of folks off the top of the dome at the moment. Where was I? Oh, but anyway, so Jonathan Majors partnered with Ben Shapiro, and they're partnered he partnered with the Daily Wire in their film division for a new action film. And I'm like, okay, that's dope. I mean, hey, look, if no one else is gonna participate, hey, look, they're gonna check it out. Now, that doesn't mean that Majors, he's gone conservative. No, partnership's a partnership. Look, there's many production companies that is not liberal. Okay, it's just like, no, they all don't have the same political beliefs. This is about creating a film and creating great content for the public. That being said, there was a video showing Majors and his co-star performing like a stunt in a scene, and the window ended up breaking, and they fell through a window. I believe it was like a few stories high. I mean, it was not quite that, it wasn't fun. Now the rumor has it that the crew went on strike because of that, because they're like saying, hey, look, it's not safe conditions. I don't know if I can participate in this. So now, is this at fault to the Daily Wire? Who's at fault in this one? Is this gonna not cut out good for Jonathan Majors on his comeback season? We will never know. But we will continue to follow up more on that. All right. So yeah, we got a good lineup for you all this evening. Look, you want to hear something funny? I told you I'm kind of congested here, and so before on my way here to the studio, I had got some tea from Starbucks, right? And I used to be like, oh, I'm not getting a Starbucks. Don't get me caught up in that cult, okay? Because my wife loves her some Starbucks, and now and now she made me one of them too. I drink the teas most of the time. I'm not a coffee guy, so I always get their hot teas. I'm gonna tell you when you got bougie. You've gotten bougie when you're like, can I get this honey citrus mint, please? Oh, can you add extra peppermint to that? Can you put some peppermint flavor? 2 pumps or 1 pump? Give me 2. And I'm over here drinking. I'm like, I should have had an extra pump of peppermint. It's not strong enough. Where is my extra pump of peppermint? That's when you got bougie. When you start asking for specialty teas. Can I get a honey citrus mint? Can I get a grande size, please? Can I get a couple of pumps of that peppermint, please? Thank you. Like, I'm like, Arrington, give me a break. Wake up, man. Wake up. But set aside from all that, y'all, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule for tuning in to yet another great episode here on the Arrington Gavin Show. This is episode 561. That's right, y'all. 561. We continue to give you great content here. For those who are watching, I've put up ways you can tune into the show. We drop new episodes Monday through Fridays, weeknights at 7 p.m. New episodes weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. So be sure to go on YouTube and type in the Arrington Gavin Show. Subscribe if you have not done so yet, so then you will always get notified on when a new episode is dropping, or one of our shorts. We also drop new episodes in addition to YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcast. So if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, just to name a few, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show from there. You can also listen to us in your cars on the radio. Shout out to our affiliates. Shout out to WBOK 1230 AM out in New Orleans. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about. And then you can also listen to us in Las Vegas, Sin City, baby. KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM, Las Vegas. You can chime into the show Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Again, that's on KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM, Las Vegas. And then lastly, we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Weeknights, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on WDJY 99.1 FM. All right, my friends. Well, look, we are going to take a quick breather here, and we're going to have a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get it going with the show. Do not go anywhere. Do not change that dial. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish, whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Our risk from injury from a fall or car crash increases as we age. But getting older doesn't have to mean giving up on the activities you love. Take simple steps to avoid injuries, like doing activities that improve strength and balance. Get yearly eye and wellness exams, and talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the medicines you take. Also, tell your doctor if you've fallen or worry about falling. Learn more about aging without injury at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong. Our risk from injury.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Before we get going, of course, I always love sharing some new studies that comes across my feed. Well, this new study involves money and relationships. Okay, so it says here that splitting the bills is the fastest growing trend in modern dating. 76% of first dates are funded by men, 23% are split, and only 1% are covered by women. That seems about right. It says here, though, that splitting the bill is quickly becoming one of the biggest shifts in modern dating, with more couples moving away from traditional expectations. While most first dates are still paid for by men, a growing percentage are now being split, signaling changing attitudes around fairness and independence. I've already shared the data, so I'm not going to go over that. But as dating norms evolve, money is becoming less about roles and more about mutual respect, with financial expectations now playing a bigger role in compatibility. This source was brought to you by Pew Research Center. Now, here's my take on this. I don't think this comes when it. I don't think mutual respect. Yeah, you can say that. I think it's about being smart. Okay, financially smart. My wife and I, from time to time, hey, we split the bills because we've realized like majority of our expense comes from eating out. We have busy schedules, and so sometimes we're always either grabbing and going, grabbing dinner or grabbing food to go, bringing it home, and also we go out and we eat out on weekends. When we have free time, we want to go out and enjoy ourselves, maybe have a drink or two, maybe 3, who's judging, but we realize that it raises, it can be pricey. So what we have done, yeah, we split the bill. I might cover just the drinks and she might cover the meals, or she'll cover the drinks one day, I cover the meals one day, and it helps. It really does help when it comes to our pockets. This being started during the dating period, I think is very, very great, because now you're already used to it. Because my wife and I, we started doing this like after year 3 of marriage. Okay, like we just now started doing this after 3 years of marriage and a little over 10 years being together. We just now, because I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning stages, in the dating period, you want to make a great impression on, the woman of your dreams. So I was always trying to act like I'm Big Daddy. Hey, I got a couple, girl. I got this. Let me pull out. Hold on. Don't look at how much money I got. 1, 2, carry the 3. I got this, baby. I got this. And we You put on this character because you're trying to impress your girl, and also you're trying to keep her too. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep her. I said, let me splurge on her now, so that you won't leave me for the next cool cat or something. So yeah, now that we've been together, we grown, we more wiser now. I'm like, look, baby, I ain't got it. So who gonna cover this one? Who gonna cover this? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So no, long story short, be smart when it comes to your fighting, especially now, man, because these prices continue to skyrocket. I think earlier this morning I paid like damn near $70 for gas, and I'm just like, Lord have mercy. And look, my car thirsty. Let me tell you something. My car is thirsty. That thing be like, up, I'm empty again. I mean, like, I'm like, didn't I just fill you this? So it's a lot, y'all. All right, which one are we gonna start with first? Let's start with let's talk about Jonathan Majors. Let's move on to the entertainment space. So I mentioned earlier about actor Jonathan Majors continuing his comeback series, where he's trying to have that big opportunity, that one big film to get him back to the top. Because let me tell you something. Yes, Jonathan Majors was caught up in some mess. He has been forgiven for that mess. He's been charged. He's currently facing the consequences. He came out publicly. He's doing the time. And guess what? He got married. He's in a new relationship, married to the beautiful Megan Good. Okay. And she stood by him during this process. So again, we see certain things on the outside looking in. And only thing I can remember, y'all, is the video of him running in a suit and a trench coat in the streets of New York City, and his previous relationship is chasing him. Just want to put that out there. Now, fast forward, he is a very talented actor, extremely talented. He is in partnership working on a new film with the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro's The Daily Wire, this new action flick. And during one of the scenes, he and a co-star of his falls out of a window. So let me go ahead and play you this video here, y'all. Now, for those who are listening, again, you're not going to really hear too much, but for those who are watching, you are going to see exactly what just occurred. So as I pull this up, you see right there, Majors co-star right there by the window.
And camera set. Here we go, guys. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, action! No! Oh! Let it go back.
Yeah. And now, so you saw him and his co-star fall out of the window. Now, I'm not aware of I'm not aware of how big of a fall it was. It says here that the accident has intensified and growing crew strike with workers citing ongoing unsafe conditions on set. Crew members allege issues including falling props, the lack of proper stunt planning, exposure to mold, and possible asbestos, poor overall organization. Now, overall, half the crew has supported the strike, claiming producers ignored safety concerns and refused to sign a union contract that would provide health and pension protection while production continues with replacements being sought. Now, here's one thing I would say. So I've never seen any really Daily Wire films. I remember when they started a cartoon show that had Roseanne, Sage Steele, Megyn Kelly. It was some other folks I'm blanking on, but I ain't really watch it. I mean, their content always has an agenda, a specific agenda, because it's a very strong conservative background media company. Now, that all being said, is their budget very small because they're more of a considered a grassroots film company? Like, what do they know about creating films, right? What do they know? And if I was them, I would make sure we have all the right stuff, because we don't want anybody, any crew members, anybody getting hurt on set. Because if we haven't learned from the Alec Baldwin case, right, then y'all need to get it together. Y'all need to get it together, because accidents can happen, but especially when you're doing stunts, and if your actor's not, a person that does his own stunts, then you need to start bringing in some professionals. Let me try and read a little more. Since the temperature glass was only sitting loosely in the window, both the actors and the sheet of glass fell about 6 feet to the ground. 6 feet, y'all. One of his co-star required stitches all over his hands after the incident. Sources with knowledge of the incident say one crew member who says they arrived on set after the incident to help reset the scene told Deadline on the conditions of anonymity. When I got there, nobody mentioned anything about people falling out of the window. It seemed weird to me. Reps for Major have not returned to Deadline's request for a comment. In a statement, though, to Deadline, reps from the co-star, I think last name is Kilconey, wrote that the actor is doing well and was taken care of immediately by production. JC did not feel unsafe on set and continues to have a positive experience working on the project. Now, for those who probably didn't hear in that video clip, I believe Major said, "Did y'all get that? Keep it, because he was fine. He said, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm good." But he was like, "Hey, keep it. If the more authentic, that's good for that's good for film." It's told from a true actor, right? He wanted them the as real as it can get. So he said, "No, keep it." So his momentum is like, "Hey, let's go. Let's continue this film." Because look, actors get hurt. I remember reading about Sylvester Stallone, the number of injuries he received in his films, because he does his own stunts with his old self. He does his own stunts, and he's broken ribs, shoulders, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, everything. He's injured everywhere. Same Harrison Ford, doing his own stunts. Look, let me tell you something. If we got the funds, I ain't gonna do nothing. I don't want to do no stunts. I want to protect me. I am an actor. I'm gonna act. But hey, it'll be fun to do maybe a stunt, but as long as it doesn't require heights. I hate heights. Now, what's his name is always playing with life. Tom Cruise. That's a one crazy dude right there, because he's always doing some his own stunts, doing some wild stunts. But yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely it can look embarrassing to the Daily Wire. I doubt it that they truly are making this a big issue to where they have to halt film. But it is embarrassing when you do have a number of crew members saying, "Hey, look, we're going to go on strike due to unsafe circumstances in an unsafe environment." So let's see how overall this film comes out, because to me, that already tells me budget is low. Because if the budget wasn't low, they'll have all the things that they need, and they're not getting that. So we'll see from there. We will see from there. Let's go ahead and digress from this story. But we wish Jonathan Majors well, right? I wish him good luck. I would love to see a new film, a new project with him involved in, because it's been a minute, man. I think he's paid his dues. I think TV is missing out on just great actors. Like films in general, like you can't hold back talented individuals, because the way films and TVs looking right now. I mean, I feel like sometimes directors and producers are like either recycling the same old and losing they're losing ideas. They're losing ideas. Or they're setting folks up that shouldn't be in that role, in my opinion. It's like, oh, this would have been a better if you would have had this person acted that. That's just my honest opinion. Let's see, where do I want to go with next? Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but I thought this was quite interesting here. In Virginia, my home state, the Commonwealth, there is I've shared it with you so many times. Referendum debate happening. April 21st, voters, they have the opportunity to either vote yes on a redistricting referendum, where they would change the congressional maps from a 6-5, that's what it's currently, 6 Democrats, 5 Republicans, to a 10-1 that can change it in leading basically 10 leaning Democratic districts to 1 Republican district. Now, and then it will change back in 2030, because this is what it says. It's a temporary measure. So if you vote yesterday, they're going to change it. Probably it will change before the 2026 midterms. That will change, and then come 2023, it will start going back to the census cycle, which happens every 10 years. Now, if you vote no, it stays the way it is, and then again, when 2030 happens, it will recycle the districts from there with the census. The reason why this came up, just to kind of bring back, President Donald Trump has been reaching out to a lot of red states to receive some congressional seats. He needs Republican seats and Republican votes. Okay, now recently I had on my buddy, former one of my conservative friends, former Virginia State Delegate AC Cordoza, Republican AC Cordoza, who is currently the Republican chair for the Hampton Republican Party. And I had him on to share, to give his take, because he was found in some backlash for sending out mailers, or he's a part of 2 PACs that sent out these mailers showing Jim Crow and slavery imagery explaining to folks, hey, this is why you need to vote no, because this is going back in the Jim Crow era. Now, look, I gave him an opportunity to share his side on it, because that's what the show is about, right? I have folks on the left, I have folks on the right, I have folks in the middle. Share your take. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of the whole manipulating voters when it comes to vote. Both sides have been guilty on doing it, but I was not a fan of this whatsoever. Now, having AC on, he is not shy, or not when I explain what I mean by shy, he does not regret any of those mailers. He does not regret what he did at all. He is still standing firm on that, and he actually says that the Democrats started this whole redistricting when in New York. Now, I have yet to find that. So again, that's his side, that's his words. What I have received, right, what I have seen is that redistricting started over in North Carolina, and then you see what happened in Texas, you see what happened in Missouri, Florida, right? I feel like I'm missing a state, but you had the president reach out and say, hey, look, I want you to start this redistricting now so I can get some votes, because if you haven't noticed, y'all, the right is missing. They're either missing out when it comes to these seats due to retirement, or losing out on these special elections big time. They're like, what you saw the story that ABC News put out, 30 to 0. They are 30 to 0. They have not won any of the special elections. Hell, Trump's district, his own district where Mar-a-Lago stands, just got flipped blue. A Democrat won his district. So if that's not saying, oh yeah, they're probably biting their fingernails right now. I mean, it's really real. Okay. And Georgia, by the time y'all tune into this, Georgia district, the district where Marjorie Taylor Greene once held, could be flipped to blue. Could be. But anyway, this redistricting battle has been intensifying. We see countless commercials and ads. We have former President Barack Obama speaking on why you should vote yes. My current congressman out here, Congressman Bobby Scott, Senator pro tempore Senator Luis Lucas, House Speaker Don Scott. I mean, it is Governor Abigail Spanberger. I mean, it is a large number of folks sharing why they should, and they're putting out money, because I saw like a commercial not too long ago with the former congressman out of I forget where, Congressman Adam Kinzinger, former Republican congressman who I believe has since well, he's still a Republican, but he's a never Trumper Republican. He's no longer in office, and he does a lot of work with more left-leaning media now because of the issues happening in Washington with the party that he once served for a long time. So there's countless commercials showing Republican elected officials, Republican voters saying, no, this is not right because Trump started this whole debacle with the whole redistricting and whatnot, and now we just have to vote yes in order for fair elections and level the playing field, because so many other states have not fought back like Virginia's doing. Okay, so all that being said, former Virginia governor, Republican George Allen, he challenges the newly elected governor out here, Governor Abigail Spanberger, to a redistricting debate ahead of the referendum. So let me go ahead and see if I can share this soundbite here with you all. There we go.
Heavyweight in the Commonwealth weighing in.
The Bojangler is back. And
let me get rid of that real quick for you. Hold on, let me start that up for you. Let me restart that one up, y'all. Give me 1 second here. There we go.
Political heavyweight in the Commonwealth weighing in on this redistricting issue with a good old-fashioned challenge, if you will.
Former Virginia Republican governor and U.S. Senator George Allen has invited current Governor Abigail Spanberger to a series of debates over the issue. Allen is the son of the former NFL head coach of the Washington Redskins and served as governor of Virginia from 1994 to 1998.
Now, he hand-delivered a letter to Governor Spanberger's office challenging her to debate the issue ahead of the April 21st referendum. Allen is campaigning with No Gerrymandering Virginia, which is a bipartisan group asking voters to reject the redistricting referendum. That said, I do believe everyone needs more information on this.
Certainly.
I think everybody needs to be informed, because a lot of the ads don't make a lot of sense and they're confusing, frankly, to someone who even understands the issue. So I don't have a problem with them talking about it.
I also think that it's kind of remarkable that they might. This is unusual. You got a former governor.
I'm guessing the current governor has literally nothing to gain by this and won't, for political reasons. There'd be no reason.
It's just an interesting notion.
It is an interesting notion, and I do believe they should have some sort of forums to explain everything to people, because I think a lot of people don't understand, and that would be understandable.
Yeah, for sure.
So y'all, okay, let me go ahead and let me come out of this here. So here I am. Jeez. Technology, you gotta love it. So, okay, takeaways from that. So here's what I will say about this. Abigail ain't gonna debate George Allen. That ain't gonna happen. Would it be cool to see? Absolutely. Who doesn't love a good debate? But they're still continuing to have tons of different forums, those that are in favor of voting yes and those that are in favor of voting no. Recently, the right had conservative activist Scott Presley on a tour out here with a couple of elected officials. I know one of them being Congresswoman, Republican Congresswoman Jen Kiggins. He had some of the state legislators, state delegates that was on the campaign trail as well. There's so many, and just to remind you all, this is a nonpartisan referendum. It is a nonpartisan referendum, but realistically, and just seeing from the outside looking in, is definitely a left versus right issue. Like, let's just be very, very honest here. It's a left versus right issue, because if you vote no, then it's a win for the right. If you vote yes, it's a win for the left. Let me explain. If you currently have a 6-5, right? 6 Democrats, 5 Republicans, realistically, that seems fair, right? Right? Okay, but who's there to say that Washington doesn't interfere and say, look, we want to keep battering you to change those seats, because he already asked, he asked red states that. Now, obviously, they accepted the offer. We have more left-leaning General Assembly here in Virginia. You have a Democratic governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, majority Democrats in the House State Senate, majority in the state Senate, excuse me, and majority Democrats in the state House. So it would be tough. It will be tough. But what they're doing is, what Virginia is really doing is saying, hey, look, other states, watch us. Watch what we gonna do. Take notes, okay? There's some other states that had majority blue elected officials. They're like, come on, take notes. Listen to what we're doing. Follow along with us. Now, vote no. The right is going to be in favor of what's happening in Washington, because then they get the majority. Look, it's a back and forth thing. I understand, or I hear where, like, for example, when we had AC Cardozo on speaking on how this is not right, X, Y, and Z. But the question will be is, would he have the same exact response if this was his team? You know what I mean? It's going to be a back and forth thing. Now, I had on Mark Moran, who is currently running for Virginia U.S. Senator, U.S. Senate. He was in the Democratic primary. He has since left the Democratic Party and is running as an independent. He too is not a fan of the referendum. Why? Because, well, it's a form of gerrymandering. Like, let's just be frank here. This is a form of gerrymandering where a lot of voters do not like it. Now, it's important that you all go to these different forums so you can get your own research, whether that's, hey, go to the vote no, go to the vote yes. Compare the two and then do your own on, okay, how does this work? What's the census, right? Explain the census cycle. I've told you time and time again, I'm not a fan of this, but I understand where the Democrats are coming from, because let's just be frank here. Washington is under administration. The administration in Washington is one like no other. Cutthroat, can't be trusted, right? People getting fired left and right. Everybody want to be the favorite child to Trump. I mean, I totally get it, y'all. But that being said, debates can help or hurt. Abigail Spanberger is a current elected governor. She got more things than to debate a former elected official who hasn't been in office for years. Okay. George Allen, he got money. He enjoyed life. He ain't got nothing better to do. Go golf somewhere. Go play some pickleball somewhere. But come on, you think she's really gonna stop? She's a newly elected governor, for crying out loud. You think she's gonna stop and practice a debate? No, she already did that during the campaign cycle. She ain't gotta do no more debates until her term is over. All right. Now, let's go ahead and finish this here. Okay, boom. Kanye West. I want to talk about Kanye West. Okay. Kanye West is an interesting individual. All right. I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of Kanye. Why? Because Kanye, he's always on his BS. Okay. There was moments where I'm like, okay, he's a talented individual. There was moments where I'm like, okay, he might be ill, let it slide. But then I'm like, hold up. This is happening way too much. So reported by Business Insider says that Kanye West reported $33 million payday for sold out shows proves he still has a fan base, sponsors or not. Okay, now I'll explain this in a second, but let me go ahead and just share some of the Kanye West controversy that we have all witnessed during his career. All right. So where is my notes here? Where's my notes, y'all? Okay, it's coming. It's a little slow for me here, y'all. Can y'all get that checked? Thank you. All right, so in 2005, okay, he came out saying George Bush doesn't care about black people during I believe it was like during a telethon. It was random. Wasn't the place, wasn't the time. Was not the place, was not the time. During a live, Hurricane Katrina telethon, he went off script and made one of the most shocking live TV political statements of the 2000s. Okay, so that was that. 2009, he interrupts Taylor Swift's VMAs win and says, look, he said, I'm gonna let you finish. Moment became one of pop culture's most replayed scandals ever, where he stormed the stage during her acceptance speech and declared Beyonce had a better video. He said, Taylor, I'm gonna let you finish, but I just gotta say, Beyonce is the greatest one of all time. She should have won. I mean, like, come on, y'all. The disrespect. Okay, now moving forward, 2016, 2018, MAGA hat era plus Trump White House visit. Also, he wore stuff saying White Lives Matter. He was just, he was praising Trump. Then he announced that he was thinking about running for president. Then he talked about talked about Harriet Tubman. And it went viral between him and is it Van Lathan? Back when Van was on TMZ, and him and Van had a big back and forth, which he should. Kanye West even talked about, I think, Jay-Z and Beyonce publicly. He was talking about everybody. 2018 said slavery was a choice. Okay, this is what I'm talking about here. During a TMZ appearance, Kanye said 400 years of slavery sounds like a choice. The backlash was immediate and fierce, especially after Van Lathan's on-air rebuke. Many longtime fans said this was the first moment they truly turned on him. Look, let me tell you something. I've been turned when I see stupidity and just people that are success that does stupid stuff. I ain't gotta support you. There's other talented artists I can tune into. Okay, trust and believe. Okay, I've already mentioned about his presidential campaign, right? That was in 2020. 2022 was the White Lives Matter shirt. Okay, him and you guessed it, him and Candace Owens wore it together. Oh my goodness. Then 2022 and 2020 through 2025, anti-Semitic remarks and Hitler praise. Major moments included, as I mentioned, anti-Semitic social media posts. He had praising Hitler in interviews, Alex Jones appearances, Adidas, Balenciaga, and other brands cutting ties with him. Billions wiped from his net worth due to all this crazy stuff. That's just a little bit. Now, excuse me. Fast forward. In January of this year, he published a full-page Wall Street Journal apology letter. He said he was deeply mortified. He denied being a Nazi or anti-Semite. He blames past conduct on bipolar manic episodes. Said he has lost touch with reality, promised treatment, accountability, and meaningful change. Okay. The apology has become the centerpiece of every new debate about him because, well, supporters point to it as proof of growth, while critics question whether it's sincere or just strategic timing ahead of his music comeback. I'm one of those people. As I mentioned, I am tired of the BS from this guy. I truly am. Okay. Every time it's like clockwork. He loses some funds. He's gone from the limelight. And when he wants to come up with some new music, okay, here comes the apology tour. No, because what you're doing, you continue to think folks are stupid. And I'm sorry, but when you continue to praise Kanye thinking he's, bigger than God, I'm sorry, it's a shame. It truly is a shame. And look, he still has a lot of supporters from in the public eye. I mean, you had a number of famous people that was in attendance. Lauryn Hill actually was a special guest in one of his sets. Okay. I think Travis Scott, I believe, was also a part of his set. You saw Chloe Bailey in attendance at the concert. Now, look, they being members of the music world probably says, hey, look, we're going to separate the individual from the art form. Kanye has always been, well looked up to a lot of artists. Kanye is a talented artist, music artist. That is, none of his, his sets, his thought process, it's only Kanye can do that. All the awards he's earned those awards. Okay. Has he made some hits? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I think to some form, you can't just say, oh, well, it's fine. Let's put some music in, we'll move on. No. Keep folks accountable. I'm going to tell you somebody else who agrees with me on this one. Don Lemon, the guy that said he might be running for president someday. I don't know how true that is. But let me go ahead and play you a little bit what Don Lemon had to say on his platform.
Y'all, you love Kanye West, right? Okay, that's fine. But you will cancel, what's his name? Step in the name of love. R. Kelly. You will cancel R. Kelly. You won't play his music. But you still play Kanye's music. And Kanye is a whole minstrel show. Kanye is a whole bigot. Kanye is a whole anti-Semite. Kanye is a whole anti-black folks with that Trump support shit. And people will still stand him. Like the people going to his concert. Well, fine, do what you want. But know that you're going to be called out, because I can't. If you are standing for Kanye, you're standing for Trump.
Now that was his words, not mine. That was his words, not mine. Standing for him, you're standing for Trump. Look, at the end of the day, people have the right to vote whoever the hell they want to. I don't agree with the whole, if you stand up for Kanye, you stand up for Trump. I truly believe there's people out there that will ignore all that stuff that he did and will go for a concert and to be entertained. I do believe it. Call me crazy for saying it, but I truly believe there's people that will ignore all the crazy stuff that he has done and will go listen to his music. I mean, come on now. Out of all the music artists in the world, come on. We all know that these music artists have done some wow stuff. Maybe not compared to Kanye, or they've done stuff close. They have done stuff close. And as they have a voice of an angel, or if they spit lyrics like a true legend, okay, if they are a great musician, I mean, people will see to be entertained. Okay? They will pay for entertainment. Now, I could imagine how much those ticket sales were, and people spend that kind of money to see him. People spend big money to see him. And the crazy thing is, so many sponsors have opted out, and because of him playing it. So okay, let me continue this article from Business Insider. If you've only been reading the headlines about Ye over the past few years, a shocking number of explicit references, yada yada, you might assume his career is dead in the water. But if you were at SoFi Stadium during one of his sold out concerts, you'd have witnessed a man who's not only dry and alive, but definitely perched on top of the world. Okay, literally. When the artist formerly known as Kanye West returned to the stage in the recent weeks to commemorate the release of his album Bully, he performed atop of a massive globe-like mound designed to resemble our rotating Earth. Okay, only Kanye would do some stuff like that. The set list was packed with hits from across Ye's career, from the prophetic naughty singles, from the prophetic single Can't Tell Me Nothing, to Heartless, to Power, and newer additions to his catalog. He reportedly grossed $33 million in 2 nights. Y'all, $33 million in 2 nights. 2 nights. That's what he's doing. Talk about power. Talk about power. All right. Breaking the record for Los Angeles venue. Now, what does that say about America? What does that say about us, y'all? What does that say about the public? This man could say whatever the hell he wants, still be a billionaire, make $33 million in 2 nights. Do you really think he cares about these companies that break ties with them? No, because he knows, guess what? They love me. They really love me. The people love Kanye, or Ye, Kanye, whatever the hell he wants to be called by. See, that, my friends, to me is something that's even worse. The fact that this man literally has the world in the palm of his hands. Now, would this work in other states? Because this wasn't Los Angeles, California. Is this a California thing? Right? Or can he do this anywhere? I think he can do it anywhere. I think he can do it anywhere. Again, so many companies. There's UK Prime Minister describes it as deeply concerning. He's hoping that they would censor him from entering into their country. British, I'm running low on time, y'all, but British charity campaign against anti-Semitism has urged the UK government to ban Ye from entering the country. So look, you got other countries. He's on his Candace Owens mess. Pepsi has withdrawn its sponsorship of the event. So many other companies are starting to do the same. Okay. All I would say this, y'all, we will continue on this story of Kanye's comeback. I mean, he's over here getting a better comeback than Jonathan Majors. Think about that. 2 different art forms, right? One guy literally falls out of a 6-story window. Another guy is standing on a rotating globe-like stage, making $33 million in 2 nights. Think about that, y'all. Who's more in the wrong of what they have done? Kanye or Jonathan Majors? Who should be more forgiven? Kanye or Jonathan Majors? That's all I'm saying. Y'all, peace and blessings. Be sure to stay safe, stay informed, and I will talk to you soon for another great combo. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.